I think it's like, I was as I was reading the notes, and I realized it's like the Charles Dickens time of saying it's the good times and the bad times together, right? One, the money is flowing. It's 1.5 trillion globally, etc. But despite the huge flow, it's still not as much as we want it to be.
True.
We're still meeting only 30% of what India needs for its NDCs, etc. How would you characterize the climate finance ecosystem today?
So the first is, okay, what's the total amount of climate finance the world needs? There's estimates saying 7 to 8 trillion a year. Right now it's about 1.5.
Right.
That's the first gap. The second gap is, okay, and which countries are benefiting from it? There the numbers we have is 10 to 15% flows to emerging countries. The rest actually goes to more developed countries and China. Right. The third gap is, where is it going? And then again, if you look at, say, adaptation and resilience, that number is closer to 10% or so. So that's like the first three gaps, that we kind of look at. But if you were to turn that around and say, okay, what's the lived experience? And particularly if you look at India in that context, I think there are a few things over there. First is, at 1.5 billion, we are a very large country. Number of people who get affected by climate events is very large.
Absolutely.
And in a sense, if you say that, okay, look, climate really hurts people at the bottom of the income chain the most, that's where we have a very significant population.
Right.
So that's like the first human cause. The second is really MSMEs. So when you look at MSMEs, which is the second piece, they're a third of the Indian economy. And if you look at their energy footprint, almost 80% is still driven by fossil fuel.
That's right.
The second is, the MSMEs really lack the technology, the ability to get the right technology, the ability to think of circularity of their waste, etc. So just addressing that piece, given that a large part of our economy is driven by self-employed, driven by small enterprises, I think that's the other really big gap. If you look at India, it's a large economy, growing fast, and also as it grows, really building out infrastructure. And therefore, is there an opportunity as we grow at scale,
that's right,
to do it right, to do it climate right? So the question is, as we build our ports, our buildings, our warehouses, our energy, are we doing it in a way that's friendly to the environment? And I think I'm comforted by two things over here. One is the government has shown ambition in this area.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it across different sectors, and we can talk about that. But also, I'm encouraged by the fact that we have this great entrepreneurial ecosystem where there's bright young minds waiting to solve problems, and to do it, in India on the back of frameworks that we have over here.
Right.
So I think the combination of these things make India a very interesting place for climate finance.